So, your Nissan's check engine light just popped on and the scanner is spitting out a P0715 code. Well, you've come to the right place. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what that code means and walk you step by step through how to diagnose and fix it. You did the right thing, you grabbed your scanner, and bam, P0715. I know it can look a little intimidating, but seriously, don't sweat it. Just think of this code as your starting point, and we're going to be your roadmap to the finish line. All right, first things first. Before we can fix anything, we've got to understand what the car is even trying to tell us. See, every one of these codes tells a story, and P0715 is no different. Figuring out that message is absolutely the first step to getting your car back to running right. Yeah, this isn't just some vague, hey, something's wrong kind of message. P0715 is actually super specific. It points directly to a communication problem between two really important parts, the transmission control module, or TCM for short, and the input speed sensor. Here's a really simple way to think about it. The TCM, that's the brain of your transmission. It's making all the smart decisions. And that input speed sensor, it's like a critical nerve, constantly feeding that brain info. The P0715 code is just the car's way of screaming, hey, the brain can't hear what this nerve is saying. Okay, so if we know there's a communication breakdown, the next question is pretty obvious. Why? Our diagnostic process is basically going to be like a little investigation, and we've got 4 main suspects that could be causing this whole mess. So let's line them up. Think of this table as our investigation board. We have 4 possible culprits. It could be something as simple as a wiring issue, the harness or the connectors. It could be the input speed sensor itself has gone bad, or it could be a problem with one of 2 key data signals your car uses. We're going to tackle these one by one, starting with the easiest one first. Okay, rule number 1 of any good DIY car repair. Always start with the simplest possible solution. Before you even think about buying new parts, you have to check the physical connections. A lot of the time, this is the easiest and, let's be honest, the cheapest fix. And I mean, really get in there and take a good look. Are any of the wires frayed or broken? Do you see any of that nasty green or white crusty stuff, corrosion on the pins? Give it a little wiggle. Is the connector clicked in all the way? Sometimes the fix is literally as simple as cleaning it and plugging it back in nice and tight. So you've checked the wiring and everything looks totally clean. No damage, no loose connections, nothing. So what does that mean? Well, it means we get to cross our first suspect off the list and move right on to the next one, the sensor itself. All right, now we have to figure out if the messenger in this whole operation, the input speed sensor, is actually the one to blame. I mean, if the phone line is working, maybe the person making the call is the problem, right? Remember, this sensor has one job. Tell the TCM how fast that primary pulley is spinning. That's it. But if it starts sending junk data, or worse, no data at all, the TCM just gets totally confused, can't shift properly, and throws up that P715 flag to let you know something's really wrong. So what do? Well, you've got to test it. If you have a multimeter, you can check its resistance against the specs. Or if you have a more advanced scan tool, you can watch its live data. If those tests show it's not doing its job, the solution's really straightforward. It's time for a new one. Okay, I know this can be the frustrating part. Let's say the wiring is perfect, and you even put in a brand new sensor, but that darn check engine light comes right back on. It's frustrating for sure, but it just means our investigation isn't over yet. Now, we have to dig a little deeper and check the signals themselves. Here is where a decent scan tool becomes your absolute best friend. Plug it in and find the engine speed signal in the live data. Now, look at your dashboard. The number you see on your scan tool must match the needle on your car's tachometer. If they don't line up, there's a problem with the signal itself. And you're going to do pretty much the exact same check for the primary speed signal. The value your scan tool is showing you for this signal should make sense and match the engine speed. If you see a big mismatch here, that's a giant clue that something is going wrong with how your car is reporting this critical piece of data. Okay, deep breath. We've gone through the whole investigation, we've decoded the code, we've checked all our main suspects. Now let's just put it all together into one clear, simple action plan. This is your big takeaway. Now, before we get to that final checklist, I want to be really clear about something. This isn't just an annoying light you can ignore by putting a piece of tape over it. A P0715 code points to a problem that can seriously mess with the health of your transmission. Letting it go can lead to way more expensive repairs down the road. Bottom line, you gotta act on it. And here it is, the whole process, nice and simple. First, understand the problem. Then, start with the easiest physical check, the wiring. Then you test the component itself, the sensor. And if all of that fails, you verify the data signals. This logical approach makes sure you're not just throwing parts at the problem, and it will get you to the solution almost every single time. Look at what you just did. By following these steps, you took a confusing error code and turned it into a clear solution. You diagnosed and probably fixed a pretty complex issue all by yourself. So that just leaves one question. With this problem solved, what are you going to tackle next? Thanks for tuning in.